I mean, it was definitely must win. They're 5 or 6 in the region, and they got a loss against Bentley last night, and we saw a big opportunity to jump up in the region. And it was just, I mean, first half didn't go well. We didn't play hard. I mean, we just kind of lackadaisical here and there, and then coming the second half, we kind of buckled down and really got after it, and a really big win.
Yeah, what was kind of the difference between the first and the second half? It seemed obviously defensively. I thought you guys picked it up.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely our energy and our communication that just kind of really brought us up to where we really needed to be, and it clearly showed.
Yourself, 26 points tonight, into the top 10 all-time scoring here at Stonehill. Your 1,500th point. What are things like that?
I mean, it's cool. It's obviously a great accomplishment. I mean, I just want to say thanks to my teammates, my coaches, put me in the right places, right spots, times, and just giving me the ball and putting trust in me just to make plays.
Thursday and today, this kind of starts. You guys, they're going to come kind of fast now the rest of the way, twice a week. Just kind of talk about another road game against a region-ranked team on Wednesday at Lemoyne.
Exactly. I mean, there's no easy ones, as everyone knows in this league. And just every night we got to come ready to play, buckle down, and hopefully come out with a win, no matter how it looks, I guess.
What's it like for this time of year on campus? There's no one else around. You guys it's pretty much just basketball for you guys.
Exactly. I mean, it's tough. I mean, just especially because there's not that many people in the crowd. I mean, it's kind of quiet. We have to burn our energy. I mean, it's tough. But I mean, we're here with our team, and we definitely there's a time for us to grow closer. I mean, come boards closer, and just get wins. That's all we have to do is practice some games and really focus our time on it. So nice.
I think Bridgeport's really good. I think that's one of the top teams in the region, and for us to get those guys today, 87-83, a really big 4-point win, a really tough win, I thought. And I know they had a tough one last night as well, but that's a really, really good team. They got a lot of depth. I think they go about 10 deep. The big kid, Benjamin's just fantastic. Him and Logan, they got to be two of the top forwards in the country, definitely in this region. And they've got a lot of guards that can really attack you off the dribble. They knocked down 7 threes tonight, which opens up stuff for them inside. But a great win for our group, a really tough win, and a hard-fought team win, I thought. Especially, I didn't think our first half was as good as it needed. Definitely not as it needed to be, but neither as good as it had been for us. And I thought we really responded in the second 20.
I know you had the win on Thursday, but obviously a shooting percentage for the other team that you're not accustomed to seeing. And then tonight, that kind of carried over that first half. What was kind of the messages there at halftime? Because I thought the defensive intensity.
It did, yeah. I mean, and you even saw like our defense picked up, our rebounding picked up. They had 6 offensive boards in the first half, and they only had 4 in the second. And you just saw our effort levels, our energy levels completely picked up, and that was something that we challenged. And I challenged our guys with at halftime to raise our competition levels, raise our energy levels. And I didn't think we came out with that moxie, that energy, that effort that it takes to win these games, and obviously it showed with Bridgeport jumping on us. I think they got up 9 early, but the second half was you saw a little bit more of a different team, more of a Stonehill team out there. I think our guys were probably ready for New Year's a little bit too much in the opening little while versus the second half. They really buckled down, got stops. Our shell defense, our defensive principles, were moving with the basketball. The takeaway driving lanes was a lot better. And then you saw, as I mentioned, the balls went up on the glass, and we started really collecting those.
I thought the way they attacked you was trying to keep the ball out of KJ's hands. It seemed like he had a hard time finding the ball, to their credit, in putting the ball in other people's hands.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they were up to full court man-to-man, and then anytime he got rid of it, they did try to deny him. And I don't think it took us out of rhythm a little bit, especially because we were trying to get the ball inside to Logan. We're a motion team, though, so I don't think it affects us that much, although we were trying to run some sets and some quick hitters to make sure the ball got to him, and we didn't have other guys on the floor that had run it to initiate it, so they did a good job with that. And again, it's a really well-coached team. Coach Ron, he's a fantastic coach, and he came up with a great game plan, and especially a great adjustment late in the game to do that to KJ. But our guys battled through it, they got through it, and came out with a great win.
Ryan, 26, you kind of mentioned the matchup with him and Kyle Benjamin, but he's knocked off a couple of milestones this week, moving in the top 10 all-time scoring. His 1,500th point today. Just kind of talk about him and those things.
A lot of points. He's just a fantastic player, and I think one of the things, if you talk to Ryan and you get to know him behind the scenes, he had 4 assists. He led us in assists tonight too. I think that's somebody asked me earlier, what's one of the best things you love about Ryan's game, and it's his ability to pass the ball. top 10 in Stonewall history in scoring is tremendous, obviously, to be able to do that with his talent, but his ability to find guys, and they were doubling him tonight, so he had 26 against double teams, but every one of our threes came through him from the post, so that's just a tremendous, fantastic accomplishment for Ryan, but I know he'll be proud of his ability to share the ball and play with his teammates.
Brandon Twitty at 10 tonight. He's kind of getting into that starting role, and for you guys, talk about what he's kind of is provided here as a freshman.
Brandon's a scorer. He's a really, really good player. A high basketball IQ, and he can really score the ball. And he's starting to get more comfortable, more confident with all these minutes playing here at the college level. And he's now played 13 games. So it's he's really stepping into his own. He's given us a great lift. He's been in the starting lineup with Isaiah Bess, who's now coming back. We bumped Brandon into it after Isaiah went out with a knee injury. But he's given us some great minutes and great lift, and he's a really, really talented kid. And I'm excited to watch him grow. I think the sky's the limit for Brandon with how good he can be as he gets more confident and just continues to grow and develop.
The game's going to start coming again quick. Is that, as a coach, good now that you've had 3 weeks?
I think it's good and bad because it makes it tougher to with the amount we got to scout and prep and get going and quickly turn the page. But on the other side, it gives us the ability to turn the page quicker and just move on and get going. But I know the players love it. Games are coming up here. We got another really tough one coming up next week at Lemoyne, who's one of the top teams in the league and probably in the region. I think they were a top 10 team in the region. So it gets tougher and tougher and tougher, as it always does in this league. But we'll hit the practice floor and get ready to keep competing.
Yeah, really, next week as a whole, starting with Lemoyne, as you mentioned, but then another ranked team on Saturday back
here. There we go.
Here.
It doesn't end here. So, a couple ranked teams coming up, but the most important one is Lemoyne, and we'll get ready to practice and start prepping and working towards beating those guys.